Ich bin mir ganz sure. Nein, Nahida, ich will jetzt auf keinen Walk gehen. Ich versuche gerade den Stream einzustellen. Danke. Gut, also, damit sollte ja auch YouTube jetzt laufen. In dem Sinne, guten Abend zusammen nochmal. Willkommen beim heutigen Stream. Wir machen die Legendenauftag von unserer lieben wer heißt die eigentlich nochmal? Heißt die irgendwas mit Xianyun? Xianyun? Heißt die Xianyun? Hat verwirrt. Ja, Xianyun. Richtig erinnert. Wir haben sie das letzte Mal ja gezogen, oder das vorvorletzte Mal. Wann haben wir sie eigentlich gezogen? Wir haben sie gezogen. Was ist denn das hier? Ah, wir könnten Xiao. Wobei, nee, können wir nicht. Uns fehlt es so ein bisschen an Primus. Ja gut, ich glaube, das Banal lassen wir aus. Oder wir spielen... Ist Sally oder sie da? Hallöchen, sie. Wie, du bist noch im Standby-Modus. Was meinst du mit Standby-Modus? What do you mean with Standby? Soweit. Alles läuft jetzt, hoffentlich. Ich sehe alle Chats on. Ich sehe alles. Und wir haben hier Naida, die herumrennt. Ich habe hier Cookies. Ich krieg gerade Magenschmerzen. Aua. Na gut, egal. Legen wir mal los. Wir müssen zu Aufträge gehen. Du bist halb am Schlafen. Ja, Cookies. Also, wie sieht's mit dem Community-Account eigentlich aus? Wie viele Primus haben wir da? Wart ihr fleißig? Sie, hast du mal die Main-Quest weitergemacht? Weil ich habe irgendwie keinen Bock auf den Auftrag mit unserer lieben... wie heißt sie nochmal? Unsere Schneeprinzessin aus Inozuma. Habe ich einen Avatar? Du bist ein Zucker-SCP? Ja, Ayaka. Von Ayaka spreche ich. Die den Bruder Ayato hat. Okay. Die heißt nicht nie. Wie kann sie dein Favorite sein und du weißt nicht mal, wie sie heißt? Wie kannst du den süßesten Charakter in Genshin nicht vom Namen her kennen? Der ist Nahida. Die ist einfach nur goldig. Wobei, wenn ich mir so ansehe, was mit ihr passiert ist, was in der Welt abgeht, wie viel sie weiß, frage ich mich, wie geistig gesund ist sie eigentlich? Weil sie war ja zeitweise mit Gesamt Sumeru verbunden. Über die Akasha-Terminals. Hörchen Max. Hörchen Delia. Es ist egal, wie viel sie vergessen hat oder nicht. Sie war 500 Jahre lang eingesperrt in einem Käfig und hatte zu allen Gedanken und Träumen der Menschen Zugang. Zu allen Gedanken und Träumen. Zu den Guten, auch zu den Schlechten, wie den Perversen. Zu allem. Kann man da überhaupt geistig gesund sein? Als quasi frisch Geborene, die 500 Jahre lang mit der ungefilterten... wenn wir mit Kindern interagieren, mit Kindern sprechen, dann sind wir meistens immer fröhlich, höflich, behandeln sie gut und schirmen sie ja von den Katastrophen der Welt so ein bisschen ab. Nahida hat alles in millionenfacher Form abbekommen. Ob die Träume wirklich kontrolliert wurden, wage ich zu bezweifeln, weil sie hat es ja geschafft, hier in dem Wüstengebiet immer wieder die Kontrolle von gewissen Leuten zu übernehmen, um Sachen zu fixen. Und Hallöchen Alice, danke für die Rose. Du bist jetzt ein SCP, aha. Warte mal. Warst du nicht die Person, die sich darüber echauffiert hat, dass Furries in Oklahoma jetzt quasi von den Tierfängern abgeführt werden können? War das nicht irgendwas? Ich kann mich dunkel erinnern. Na gut, der Stream läuft soweit. Und alles ist an. Ich will endlich mal die Quest machen. Auch wenn ich gerade leicht verunsichert bin, dass YouTube sich gerade querstellt. YouTube hat wieder mal seine Zustände. Na gut. Glückwunsch. Gut, also machen wir endlich mal die Quest. Wir gehen auf Aufträge, gehen auf Legendenauftrag und dann machen wir, dann wissen wir endlich mal, wie wir sie getroffen haben. Das hat mich beim letzten Event komplett irritiert, dass wir sie bereits in der Gestalt gekannt haben. TikTok will wieder mal. Hallo, Senpai, notice me. Was ist mit TikTok los? Ich finde es vor allem so nervig, dass da dann so laut wird. Kann ich das irgendwie stumm schalten? Ich habe keinen Bock mehr auf diese Handy-Anrufe. So. TikTok ist jetzt. Warte, gibt es noch ein anderes TikTok? Muss ich es noch irgendwo stumm schalten? Theoretisch, wenn es das nächste Mal so jetzt Dong 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 macht, kann man nichts mehr hören. Weil das nervt ungemein. Gut. Hallöchen, Luise. Habe ich jemanden noch vergessen, Hallo zu sagen?
So many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong?
Auf zu Cloud.
It's been a while since.
Es war eine. Ja, gut, ich habe jetzt Paimon so ein bisschen im Satz abgebrochen, aber wir müssen ja, glaube ich, hier. Auch wenn die Quest mir gerade nicht angezeigt wird. Also auf zu Cloud Retainer. Ach so, meinst du es? Dalia, vielleicht wurden die Träume zu der Zeit kontrolliert. Aber trotzdem hatten ja, wobei, wurden die Träume da bereits kontrolliert? Na egal. Wo sind wir jetzt? Ich weiß, wo ich hin muss, aber ich hätte jetzt gerne trotzdem den Questmarker.
If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
Das hat mir schon jeder. Nein, wir machen jetzt die Quest. Also ich weiß, was ich jetzt tun will. I put a cheat tree. Lost 50-50. God.
Here we are, right outside our place.
And now I'm off Primo Gems. Da wären wir, genau hier wohnt sie, ja genau.
You still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
Ja, sie ist halt ein großer Vogel.
We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that.
Oh, Paimon, deine Stimme macht mir gerade Kopfschmerzen. Ist die gerade noch höher geworden?
Huh? Traveler?
Aua.
Did something catch your eye?
Oha, da ist eine Bayonetta-Mummy. Da ist jemand, den wir noch nicht kennen.
Whoa. What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
Es scheint, als wäre sie auch eine mächtige Adeptin.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country.
Warte mal, was meint er mit... Moment mal, was mit... Hä? Wie ist... Ich bin gerade maximal verwirrt.
Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
Wieso ist jetzt der TikTok-Sound aus? Kann mir das mal jemand erklären? Ich bin gerade maximal verwirrt. Ey, TikTok ist mal wieder sehr gut dabei, muss ich sagen. Wer hätte gedacht, dass du es so leutselig bist, Paimon? Ich belasse es dir, uns vorzustellen.
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
Wie hat dir deine Erfahrung mit TikTok gefallen? Wäre es zu viel, wenn ich jetzt... na, ich darf das S-Wort nicht sagen. Probleme mit dem Computersound. Kann jemand auf TikTok dann rübergehen und mir sagen, ob es dann Sound gibt? Abschicken. Ja, von Prime Subs habe ich was. Zwar, ne, Prime Subs. Also für mich macht es keinen großen Unterschied, ob jemand mich mit Prime abonniert oder normal abonniert. Für euch macht es einen Unterschied, weil bei den normalen Abos geht die Werbung weg. Außer ihr habt einen Adblocker. Ich empfehle euch einen Adblocker. Oder ihr... Im Grunde macht es keinen großen Unterschied. Später in ein paar Monaten soll es eine Änderung der Twitch-AGB geben, dass, wenn ich genug Subs zusammenbekomme, ich nicht mehr bei 50-50 bin, sondern bei 60-40 oder 70-30 sogar. Dafür brauche ich 30 reguläre Subs. 30 sage ich, 100 reguläre Subs für 60-40 und ich glaube für 70-30 brauche ich irgendwie 350 und da zählen die Prime-Subs nicht dazu. Also, warum habe ich keinen Sound? Irgendwie generell kein Sound. Irgendwie sehr seltsam. Ah, nein, das hat Wow! TikTok hat noch... Ich bin sprachlos. Ich bin sprachlos. Ich bin sprachlos. Ah, ich will meinen Kopf gegen die Wand hauen. Gut. Ich will gerade schreien. Ich will gerade schreien. Naja, TikTok hat diese hervorragende Eigenschaft, dass, wenn der Stream abbricht, weil TikTok gerade was nicht gebacken bekommt, dass dieser komische Weckruf losgeht und mich komplett fertig macht. Ich kam auf die geniale Idee, die ausgehenden Sounds, also die Sounds, die TikTok an mich sendet, stumm zu schalten. Was macht dann TikTok? Ach, du willst keine Sounds. Da willst du ja gar keine Sounds, auch im Stream nicht haben. Aber ich habe jetzt die Wahl, entweder alle Sounds in TikTok zu deaktivieren, auch die Spielsounds, oder die nervigen Sachen auch drin zu lassen. Die wollen nicht, dass man darauf streamt. Genauso wie YouTube. YouTube will auch nicht, dass man da bei denen streamt. So ein schön, wie die alles aufbauen. Uff. Gut. Da haben wir jetzt wieder Sound, glaube ich. Ah.
Hello. Paimon is Paimon. And this is the Traveler.
Paimon, sprich einfach in einem freundlicheren, ruhigen Ton.
Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're...
Die Fürstin selbst.
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look human. How did that happen?
Vor allem, das finde ich so schön. Im Englischen heißt es Illuminated Bird, also der erleuchtete Vogel. Und hier, ihr seid der magische Vogel? Ich glaube, ein Paimon hat höchstens einen Vogel.
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
Die Frage ist, wenn sie sich in den Menschen verwandeln kann, kann sie dann ihr Äußeres wie ich frei bestimmen und abändern? Heißt es, sie hat sich absichtlich so eine geniale Figur gegeben, und sie in so ein sehr hautenges Ding gepresst, die sehr speziell ist und sehr viel. Ich glaube, sie hätte weniger Aufmerksamkeit bekommen, wenn sie in ihrer Vogelgestalt angekommen wäre. Ich glaube, was meint ihr? Wie tut sie mehr Aufmerksamkeit generieren? Als großer sprechender Vogel oder als hotte Bayonetta-Mami? Ja?
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning.
Oder? Die Fürstin scheint ihre Gründe zu haben, möchte aber nicht zu freimütig darüber Auskunft geben. Fast hätte ich es vergessen, Paimon hat ein paar Geschenke für euch.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Siehst du, Paimon, ich habe die Situation nochmal gerettet. Ohne dass ihr wirklich gelingt, versucht die Fürstin eine... Ja.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
Das hättest du nicht so laut sagen sollen. Jetzt hat Paimon eine falsche Vorstellung. Hm. Guten Abend. Itarubin. Detarubin? Ist DE wie Deutsch oder gehört das zum Namen? Oh ne, Deltarubin. Das ist kein I, das ist ein L. Deltarubin. Ein Deltarubin. Ah.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts?
Die Fürstin sagte, sie werde einige Schüler besuchen.
Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
Das Problem ist, deswegen mag ich die Schreibweise bei Informatikern so gut. Immer wenn ein neues Wort anfängt, wird der Buchstabe groß geschrieben. Deswegen ist auch Kasatka VR, das VR groß geschrieben, weil es ja theoretisch ein neues Wort ist. Und generell bleibe ich dabei auch. Zum Beispiel New Galaxy wäre dann New und dann Galaxy, das geht bei Galaxy groß. Oder da hatten wir doch eine Person, die auch neu dabei war, ganz oben. Sun and Moon. Als erstes habe ich halt Suna gelesen, bevor ich es nochmal dreimal durchgelesen habe und gemerkt habe, es heißt Sun and Moon. Na gut.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again.
Ja, da kommen wir doch gerne mit.
However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Musst du nicht New Galaxy? Ich weiß ja bereits, dass du New Galaxy bist. Und bei dir ist es ja relativ eindeutig, weil New ist für sich bereits, wie soll ich sagen, ein Wort, das man kennt. Wenn es aber nur eine Silbe ist, Zum Beispiel könnte es ja auch sein, dass Delia eigentlich gar nicht Delia heißt, sondern Del wie Delete, also Del oder die Marke Del und in Wirklichkeit dann Del irgendwas anderes heißt. Sowas halt. Weil Delia hat ja auch die anderen Sachen, dass sie anstelle von Buchstaben Zahlen drin hat. Oh, Hilfe.
Hello there.
Bauer, danke für den Follow. Und willkommen unter den Drachen. Warte mal, das ist nicht vor. Ja, egal. Eine Sache, Schibauer. Wie fandest du es eigentlich, dass ich dich quasi im letzten Stream Zewa genannt habe? War das eher lustig oder war es nicht so lustig? Weil es ist eine witzige Eselsbrücke für mich, deinen Nick zu merken. Aber wenn du es nicht willst, dann werde ich versuchen, es umzustellen. Ansonsten finde ich eigentlich ganz witzig, dich Schäbern zu nennen. Quasi wisch und weg. Er hat kein Mitspracherecht. Oh, wow. Mina, liebreizend wie eh und je. Im Moment eher reizend als lieb. Hust, hust. Wie ist eigentlich der Sound gerade, wenn wir schon gerade so miteinander schnacken? Ist meine Lautstärke gut? Ist die Spiellautstärke gut? Ist etwas zu laut? Ist etwas zu leise? Und ich brauche immer noch das Statement von Schibauer, wie quasi er dazu steht. Wie konntest du nur, Sarah? Ja, aber okay, wenn es für dich keinen Unterschied macht, okay, aber falls du nehmen wir zum Beispiel Veggie zum Beispiel, unseren lieben Weg. Der scheint ja auch nichts dagegen zu haben, dass die meisten ihn jetzt Veggie nennen. Wobei jedes Mal, wenn er die Story erzählt, wieso Leute ihn Veggie nennen, es sich doch so anhört, als hätte er was dagegen. Na, aber ich bin da halt zu speziell. Cutscene und du bist gefallen? Na gut. Es ist nichts Bestimmtes.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Da bin ich mal ganz gespannt, wann wir jemanden haben.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shanaha has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
Wie knuffig die Saar sitzt. Na gut, hier, was ist das hier? Eine elegant zusammengesetzte, geheimnisvolle Vorrichtung. Aus irgendeinem Grund ist es schwierig, sie nicht zu bemerken. Ich hätte jetzt einfach nur gesagt, das ist eine kunstvolle. Ist das ein Schattenspieler? Plattenspieler? Das sieht aus wie ein Plattenspieler. Es scheint sich um eine neue Erfindung der Fürsten der stehenden Wolken und des stillen Windes zu handeln. Aber es ist schwer zu sagen, wofür sie nützlich sein soll. Fürstin der stehenden Wolken und der stillen Winde zu handeln. Jetzt, wo ich diesen Namen hier so nochmal lese, ihr Name ist eigentlich eine halbe Beleidigung, oder? Für mich nicht der Einzige, der es gerade so sieht. Der stehenden Wolken und der stillen Winde. Hust, hust. Die stillen Winde. Aha, aha, aha. Naja, man sagt ja immer, die stillen Winde sind die, die am meisten stinken. Hust, hust. Falls ihr versteht, was ich meine. So gesehen ist ihr Name der reinste Diss. Ob sie Blähungen hat? Lassen wir das Thema. Es gibt Sachen, die sollte man nicht wiederholen. Ansonsten fängt man noch eine. Nein, ich wollte doch die Sachen aufheben.
We're almost at Way Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this?
Ach, sie wird sie bestimmt schon gesehen haben.
Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go?
Na, sie haben es ja höchstwahrscheinlich schon gesehen. Sie haben doch dauernd mit Rex Lapis herum abgehangen und dann wurden doch diese ganzen Klamotten für sie geschneidert. Das heißt, die Klamotten, die sie hatte, ist vermutlich wie die von unserem Songli steinalt. Die ist dort hinten. Ne? Sie ist uns nicht gefolgt.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
Hola, Sonic.
If one were to
Hallo,
proudly
Emma.
proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time.
Habe ich Just Gaming Cat?
One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Ich sehe da was.
Cloud Retainer?
Oh,
Oh, busted.
Bastet. Ich zocke Genshin, nachdem es so oft gewünscht wurde.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is
Oh,
quite full.
nein. Nein.
Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Nein, das ist genau doch das, was sie verhindern wollte. Nein, Ganyu, tu das nicht.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Ganyu, nein.
Thank you, Huixin.
Du wirst wieder im Stehen einschlafen. Tu das nicht. Ach, Ganyu ist zu süß.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud
Viele.
Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
Also auf meinem Hauptaccount habe ich sie und auf diesem Account habe ich sie hier.
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Huh?
Wie süß.
Seems she's not buying it.
Ganyu hat sie sofort erkannt.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one
Wie
so
groß sie
easily,
ist.
especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Ganyu blickt vollkommen verdutzt rein. Sie denkt wahrscheinlich, warum sollte ich dich nicht erkennen? Wir sahen uns einst jeden Tag. Für wie vergesslich hältst du mich?
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wenn du jemand Cutes sehen willst, dann hole ich gleich Nahida raus.
Wait, Paima wasn't aware of any important. Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
Die ist ja richtig umsichtig und nett.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body.
Also in meinem jetzigen Team habe ich einmal unsere Blitzgöttin, ich habe unsere Pflanzengöttin, ich habe unseren angeblichen, Windgott kann ich ihn ja nicht mehr nennen. Welche Gottheit wäre eigentlich der Wanderer geworden, also Scaramucci geworden? Weil Dendro wäre er ja nicht, der ist ja vom Element Wind. Was für ein Archon wollte er eigentlich werden? Wollte er einfach nur Nahida als Dendro-Archon ablösen? Aber er hatte nicht ein einziges Dendro-Element zum Angriff.
It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent.
Ach so,
When you
na
were
dann.
young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Oh. Wie süß. Und da muss ich gleich an die Geschichte zurückdenken, wo sie sie erzählt hat, dass Ganyu eigentlich klein und pummelig war und sich mal tagelang vor einem Menschen versteckt hat.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Uehai Pavilion.
Machen wir.
Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
Meinst du? Ich habe keine Ahnung, wer von den beiden besser ist. Auf welchem C0 oder C1? Habe ich Milena?
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but... that?
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Xianyun.
Xianyun.
Xianyun?
Ah, I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Sonic, ich glaube, du bist die einzige Person, die Paimons Stimme als süß erachtet. Oder?
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Himiko. Als ob du mich nerven könntest. Es gibt nur eine Person, die mich schafft zu nerven.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
Paimon schaut peinlich berührt weg. Das ist genau, was Paimon gedacht
To
hat.
be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti.
Nice, Milena. Glückwunsch.
Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today.
Oha.
The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Oha.
Wow. That's incredible!
Etwas anderes, das incredible ist. Also, hätte Madame ein Shirt an, hätten die Knöpfe bereits schon längst nachgegeben. Hust, hust.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely what one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
Aber ich muss schon sagen, sie ist doch ein bisschen überbelichtet, so in diesem Sonnenlicht, oder?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
Oh, es gibt sehr viele Leute, die sehr stolz auf sehr viele Sachen sind, die eigentlich total schwachsinnig sind. Okay, Himiko, danke, dass du vorbeigeschaut hast.
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Oh, dünnes Eis, dünnes Eis.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Xiangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Oh, da hat sich jemand verraten.
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Nicht, dass die arme Ganyu sich jetzt ausgeschlossen fühlt.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu!
Aber wie groß sie ist. Ist ja über 2 Meter groß.
Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think?
Der cuteste Charakter
As
ever.
soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Oh.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
Erstmal Zeug einsammeln. Okay, ich will den Turban legen. Okay, welcher Charakter ist schneller? Was meint ihr? Unser Skaramutsche oder Madame hier? Sie ist ja relativ langsam. Da ist Madame hier schneller. Eichen Princess. Na komm, mit dem kann ich auch kämpfen.
What do you want?
Wie, du bist nicht nervig, Mina. Du hast interessante Probleme, Mina. Sehr interessante Probleme.
Quit following me. Too slow. Behold.
Aber mit ihm gibt es jetzt schönen, rohes Geflügel.
Quit following me.
Okay, das ist ein sehr interessanter Anblick.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Noch eine große Oberweite.
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes.
Hey, how about you ask her?
Da muss ich mich an diese komische McDonalds-Werbung erinnern. Was kostet ein Cheeseburger? 1 Euro, eine Cola, 1 Euro, ein Eis, 1 Euro, deine Handynummer, 1 Euro. Gut, alles zum Mitnehmen. Kein Anschluss unter dieser Nummer.
You do it.
Aber das waren noch Zeiten, als alles noch 1 Euro gekostet hat. Jetzt zahlt man ja für einen Cheeseburger was? 2, 3 Euro? Ich komme mir vor wie mein Großvater, der noch damals vom Krieg erzählt hat. Damals hat ein Brot 10 Pfennig gekostet.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
Kennt ihr noch die Zeit, wo ein Cheeseburger in McDonalds 1 Euro gekostet hat? Das war noch vor dem Krieg. Vor welchem Krieg? Sucht euch ja ein Haus, es gab genug.
What would you like to order?
Wie geht? Also wären wir jetzt in einem Anime wie in Konosuba oder Shield Hero oder irgendwas anderem, würde sie sehr viel Geld damit verdienen, wenn sie ihre männlichen Gäste erniedrigen würde.
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Zu der Zeit habe ich auch dauernd dann beim, ich glaube, das war Real, da gab es immer Fleischkäsebrötchen für 1 Euro. So richtig fette Dinger. Da habe ich Fleischkäse mit Käse. Klingt komisch, ist aber so. Also Fleischkäse mit Käse oder Fleischkäse mit Zwiebeln. Also richtig fette Dinger. In Bayern nennt man das, glaube ich, Leberkäse. Ihr kennt keinen Fleischkäse? Aber ich weiß, dass man in Bayern es Leberkäse nennt. Also Leber. Wie Leber. Oder mit V? Lever? Also in Baden-Württemberg war es Fleischkäse und Bayern Leberkäse. Wobei ich tue es halt dann mit dem bayerischen Akzent Leberkäse Leberkäse aussprechen. Wie heißt es im Rest des Deutschlands? Ist es auch so eine Sache wie mit Berlinern, Karpfen, Krapfen, Pfannkuchen? Leberkäse. Ey, jetzt macht aus mir nicht kein Leberkäse. Hallo, geht's noch? Also ich bin alles, aber keine Leber. Mann.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line.
Hallo?
Weird.
Also Leberkäse soll ja quasi aus dem Euter der Kuh gemacht sein, angeblich. Hat man mir mal vor langer Weile erzählt. Ich habe keinen Euter, aus dem man Leberkäse herstellen könnte. Das lange nicht gesehen, Schöne.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xianyun.
Master?
Meister?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
Ja, ich bin ganz sicher, dass ich kein Euter habe, Sarah. Und falls ich mal in einer weiblichen Form bin, die einen Euter hat, werde ich mich ganz schnell zurückverwandeln, falls ihr an meinen Euter wollt. Das klingt gerade falsch. Das klingt gerade richtig falsch. Wechseln wir das Thema.
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You.
Was heißt hier schade?
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
Es wären so Sachen, die man klippen könnte, aber zum Glück denkt ihr nicht dran.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon, are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Rechts unten sollte eigentlich eine Taste sein auf dem Desktop, wo man klippen könnte. So eine kleine Film-Ding.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Leo's really got a lot.
Wo muss ich denn überhaupt hin? Ach, da hinten. Hallo? Lass mich durch.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Und falls alles nicht klappt, erniedrigt sie einfach.
Oh,
Ihr ekelhaftes Gewürm, in den Staub mit euch. Das hört sich ganz vernünftig an.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
Und servus, Magnus.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master.
Sie möchte damit eigentlich sagen, dass sie euch beide sehr vermisst hat.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Das Problem ist, ich muss dafür erstmal noch einen Clip hochladen, wo ich TCG erlaube, meine Clips zu verwenden. Habe ich bis heute nicht gemacht. Und ich darf nicht TCG sagen, weil sonst kann auch quasi das Trading Card Game XYZ meine Clips verwenden. Und das wäre nicht so praktisch.
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Warum denn was, Delia?
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Ansonsten, Magnus, du hast verpasst, als wir über die gute alte Zeit gesprochen haben, die bereits Jahrhunderte zurückliegt, wo zum Beispiel ein Burger nur 1 Euro gekostet hat. Vor allem, ich erinnere mich noch, dass mal... egal. 1 Euro für ein Dings. Makers.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Lass mich raten, sie hat sich ein Moped gebaut.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
Ein Moped.
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Ich sag doch, ein Moped.
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Wieso juckt es mich gerade in den Fingern, die KI anzuschmeißen, ne? Und, ach nee, Xianyun wird sie nicht kennen. Das heißt, ich brauche erstmal eine Lora, die Xianyun abbildet. Und dann sie auf einem Moped. Erinnert mich daran, wenn wir quasi mit der Quest fertig sind. Vielleicht mache ich das dann sogar.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up.
Hat sich denn was an dem Geschmack der Burger verändert? Ich habe McDonald's schon seit Jahren nicht mehr gegessen.
Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Ich habe nur Angst davor, das zu essen, weil in meiner Erinnerung war der Geschmack der Burger eigentlich ziemlich genial. Und letztens habe ich mir auch so eine Packung Pombeeren geholt. Das heißt letztens vor 3 Monaten oder so. Reingebissen und die schmeckten nach Pappe. Einen Monat später habe ich dann mitgekriegt, dass sie scheinbar die Rezeptur von den Pombeeren geändert haben und deswegen einen riesigen Shitstorm abgekriegt haben. Das hört sich ein bisschen extrem an, Magnus. Könnte es sein, dass dein McDonald's einfach nur ziemlich kacke ist? Nur so ein Gefühl? Hust, hust.
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
Preposterous.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus, in dem Fall, vielleicht bereitet sie dir die Burger mit besonders viel Liebe zu. Und mit Liebe meine ich, wechseln wir das Thema.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just. Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth, and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again.
Ja, Spezialsoße. Ja.
I was
Nennen
just
wir
a
es
little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real cloud retainer?
To me, they are both master. One is the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations.
New Galaxy, du bist da quasi zu spezifisch, nicht diese Art von Soße. In diesem Kontext heißt einfach nur eine spezifische Art von Soße, die den Burger sehr viel verschlechtert. Diese Soße wäre zwar auch möglich, aber nein. Manche rotzen auch einfach nur drauf. Also einfach nur draufrotzen wäre auch eine spezielle Soße. Hust, hust.
This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit. Yet one places little weight in such judgments.
Der ekligste Burger, den ich je hatte, oder die ich je hatte, waren die aus Europapark. Diese Burger waren recht eklig. Vor allem, da sie für den Geschmack der Franzosen zubereitet waren und dass die Bulette, das Fleischteil, noch halb roh war und grau. Keine Ahnung, wer sowas ist. Im Grunde war es sowas wie Met, nur ohne Zwiebeln. Aber ich will kein Met auf einem Cheeseburger haben. Nein. Nein.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Im Grunde war es wie in dem SpongeBob-Cartoon, wo Krabs irgendwie solche Müllburger gemacht haben und die dann einfach nur grau angemalt haben.
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
Gutes Gelingen. Während ihr mal über Gäste eintrudeln, ergreift Paimon die Gelegenheit und bestellt eine ganze Reihe von Gerichten.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Schmeckt dir das Essen, Fürstin? Es spricht das Essen deinen Geschmack, Fürstin?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
David, was ist denn deine Frage?
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
Granny.
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Ach, Delia, du kannst doch quasi in ein paar Monaten sehr, sehr anhänglich an Mina sein, oder nicht? Bei Genshin, welcher Rang? Du meinst Abenteuerstufe? 57 würde ich, glaube ich.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Ich habe auch nichts dagegen, solange euch unser Geplauder nicht stört.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
Mina, dann lass uns Delia einfach so ein Damimakura schenken. So ein Seitenschläferkissen. Die japanischen. Wie lange man dafür braucht, um die Stufe zu erleben? Relativ lang. Wenn du regelmäßig spielst, brauchst du sicherlich ein paar Monate, um die Stufe zu erreichen.
Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised.
Was die
She
mit...
looks so young.
Was meinst du mit die mit Loch?
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Sie sieht aber sehr alt aus. Sehr, sehr alt. Also ein paar Monate brauchst du auf jeden Fall, um diese Stufe zu erreichen. Vielleicht sogar ein halbes Jahr.
Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Witzigerweise, ich habe bereits solche Seitenschläferkissen, die du gesagt hast, gesehen. Ich habe aber noch nie Bezüge dafür gesehen.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
Sind die nicht schwierig zu reinigen? Ich weiß nicht, woran du gerade denkst, du Galaxy. Hust.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
Excuse me?
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
Fragen kann sicher nicht schaden.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help?
Moment mal. Ich habe Bezüge. Mina schreibt gerade, sie hat Bezüge gesehen, wo die Charaktere drauf auch ausziehen kannst. Was? Aber das sind quasi Klamotten über den Bezügen drauf, die man ausziehen kann, oder wie soll ich mir das vorstellen? Ich war ja bereits begeistert von den, okay, vielleicht sollte ich nicht das Wort begeistert sagen, überrascht von den VR-Chat-Avataren, die man ausziehen konnte. Also nicht einfach nur Klamotten wegploppen, sondern wirklich, man kann man kann selber zu einem anderen Charakter gehen und dann Sachen hoch und runter ziehen. Also das war sehr, sehr interessant. Also falls du mich meinst, ich hab mich aus meiner Mami. Vor allem, wie soll man darauf reagieren, wenn jemand fragt, wo hast du diesen virtuellen Avatar her? Also ich bin einzigartig und du wirst mich nirgendwo sonst finden, außer bei mir. Du wirst nie jemanden sehen, vielleicht sehen die so ähnlich aus wie ich, aber niemand sieht genauso aus wie ich. Ich bin einzigartig. Man könnte auch direkt auf deine Frage eingehen und sagen, solche Sachen sind sehr teuer und Spezialanfertigungen. Hust.
Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning.
Wer ist denn mit deinen Eltern?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now. Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too kind.
Klingt für mich gerade sehr, sehr sass. Sehr, sehr sass.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Ich und müde, wie kommst du denn darauf?
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again?
Manchmal, hab leider keins zum Klauen, aber will eins, obwohl ich nicht schwanger und Single bin. Excuse me?
Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
Ah. Ja gut.
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again.
Na dann, wünsche ich dir noch einen schönen Abend, Sojabrot.
Ah, you know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Echt?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
Ich bin Caspian.
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back?
Eine sehr weise und sehr reife Person. Hust, hust.
Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
Wir sind bloß interessiert an eurer Situation und würden euch gerne helfen, wenn wir können.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Geht es ein bisschen genauer, weil du hast hier gerade warte. Smaragd, grüne Gebirgsfläche? Redet sie von dem neuen Gebiet, das dazugekommen ist?
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinjo knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
Der Tisch ist noch voll.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Ah, was denn der Singles? Das war doch die Lady mit der Madame Ping, oder? War das Madame Ping?
Streetward Rambler?
Ja, Madame Ping.
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
For this price, the food is unbelievable.
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Milk? Why?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
Hush, little one, baby, don't cry.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food now. Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew. I can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Oh.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
Knuffig. Ich würde mich mal kurz da hoch teleportieren und schauen, ob sie auch hochgekommen ist, unsere Kollegin. Ach, sie ist noch nicht bei Madame Ping angekommen. Was passiert, wenn wir Madame Ping jetzt ansprechen, anreden? Wie habe ich denn dich übersehen? Hallo, hier Madame Ping. Langweilig. Tschüss. Nicht vertont, also gehen wir weiter.
Quit following me. The wind rises.
Mina, warum muss ich gerade an meine scharfen Raviolis denken? Ich habe immer noch ganze 3 Konserven von dem scharfen. Ne, ich glaube, ich habe sogar noch mehr von dem scharfen Zeug. Mindestens 4.
It's you two. What brings you here?
Shinjo! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
Weil ich mit Mina das letzte Mal drüber geredet habe, als ich welche gegessen habe und das sehr scharf war.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
Ist schon in Ordnung. Jeder Hinweis hilft uns und ist willkommen.
I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits in bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone.
Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
Aber, das ist doch meine Notreserve, Mina. Du kannst doch nicht meine Notreserve aufessen. Was kommt als nächstes? Delia, die veganen Konserven aufisst? Dann bleibt hier gar nichts mehr für mich armen Drachen übrig. Tschüss.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story.
Ah, da guckt sie schon.
But it was just out of personal curiosity.
Ich habe mir halt zum Probieren so 3 oder 4 Konserven mit Ravioli, welche mit Tofu gemacht sind. Mit Soja geschnetzelten. Geholt.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
Danke sehr, Chinky. Du warst uns eine große Hilfe.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together.
Also bitte, wenn ihr hier oben wohnt, werdet ihr auch quasi eine Notreserve aufbauen. Dann kann ja quasi Mina sich die Notreserve mit fleischhaltigen Raviolis holen und du die Notreserve mit den Soja geschnetzelten Raviolis.
It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
Hier oben heißt das, was hier oben, wenn man davon ausgeht, dass beide eher da unten sind in Relation zu jetzt hier oben. Naja, was ich halt daran geil finde, oder nicht geil finde, was halt praktisch ist, die Dosenravioli, die ich immer finde, die kaufe ich mir immer im Edeka, wenn es ein Angebot gibt. Da kriege ich gerade eine Konserve für so 1,60 €. Und dafür, dass das Zeug sich jahrelang hält, damit plane ich dann 2 Konserven pro Tag. Falls also wirklich mal irgendwie eine Notsituation ist und man nichts zu essen hat, habe ich für 2 Wochen was zu essen. Was auch nicht so schwierig ist zuzubereiten. Oder was auch wichtiger ist, was ich auch einfach aufmachen kann und kalt essen kann. Weil wir gehen davon aus, dass wenn wir keine Versorgung mehr haben für ein paar Wochen, ob es dann auch noch Heizung oder Strom gibt. Moment mal, die DDR ist bereits 30 Jahre lang her. Schon mal was von einem Mindesthaltbarkeitsdatum gehört, Magnus? Ich habe mich auch irgendwie sehr gewundert, als es dann hieß, die ziehen in meine Stadt. Okay. In 10 Jahren läuft es ab. Na dann.
uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar?
Ja, warum denn?
Oh, right! There's a drought in this story too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries.
Hallöchen Jakob, ich heiße, Kassat KV, ich heiße überall gleich.
The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Während ich hier hocke und meine Cookies parallel esse und jetzt nur noch einen Cookie übrig habe, habe ich mir so überlegt, Mist, meine Cookies sind gleich alle. Was mache ich jetzt? Soll ich jetzt snacken? Dann ist mir der Gedanke gekommen, was ich snacken könnte. Und deswegen, um meine Snackwünsche zu gewährleisten, bin ich mal kurz aufstehen und gehe zur Gefriertruhe und hole die Windbeutel raus. Ich bin gleich wieder da. Ich muss mal kurz die Windbeutel aus der Gefriertruhe rauslegen. Wichtige Sachen zuerst.
Relax.
I wonder if she can see the kites here from Jinsa village.
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
I wonder if she can see the kites here from Jinsa village.
Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Wieder da. Hab auch gerade Wasser weggebracht. Und die Wandbeutel sollten in so 1-2 Stunden aufgetaut sein, würde ich sagen. Oder ich lutsche jetzt an einem tiefgefrorenen Windbeutel herum. Ah nee, das schmeckt nicht, oder? Soll ich mal probieren? Ich nehme mal einen raus. Wobei, ich habe sogar die Möglichkeit, die Windbeutel relativ schnell aufzutauen. Interessant, jetzt kommen die ganzen TikTok-Nachrichten nach. Also, wo sind wir jetzt? Das machst du manchmal. Hust, hust. Aha. Und wo ist der ganze Chat hin? Wo ist die Maus? Hier, hier und weiter geht's.
Too slow.
Na, dann lutsche ich jetzt an einem Beutel herum. Komm her. Weil, wie gesagt, der Punkt ist ja, neben mir ist der PC. Das heißt, ich könnte auf die IO, also auf die Wasserkühlung, Windbeutel anstellen. Und dann werden die quasi mit heißer Luft so ein bisschen getrocknet. Nicht getrocknet, sondern aufgetaut. Donuts. Ich will auch Donuts. Wobei, ich könnte mir auch mal im Edeka, wo ich immer einkaufen gehe, mir so Mini-Berliner holen. Die sind genau neben den Windbeuteln. Aber die kosten irgendwie das Doppelte. Nicht
I have
spoilern.
recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
Sie will umziehen?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Hyundai have joined up with us again.
Bald treffen Chuyu und Hyundai ein. Paimon berichtet von Xianyuns Theorie.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Wieso fängst du an? Da, nicht spoilern.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny? According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but There was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
Das hört sich aber so an, als wolltest du gleich spoilern. Mann. Erscheint die Geschichte von Weisen auf die richtige Spur. Wir sollten in den 3 Orten, die in den Büchern erwähnt wurden, einen Besuch abstatten.
I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Lass uns dann ein bisschen ausruhen.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Ja?
Sure thing. What would you like to know? I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Ein Geheimnis?
What's wrong, Xianyun? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise? Oh! About that.
Warum fragst du das?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Xianyun call herself an adeptus. Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Xianyun here what you really meant by that.
Ja, erzähl uns mal. Ja, wir sind ganz Ohr.
One is indeed an adeptus.
So viel dazu.
Is that of some concern to you?
Huh? I knew it.
Du hast dich kein bisschen überrascht an.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky.
Eichen Kira.
She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
So eine Adeptin steht hier, aber dass sie so random einen Menschen, also das hört sich ja so fast an, als wäre sie in ein Haus eingebrochen, hätte jemanden entführt, ihr was eingetrichtert und dann wieder zurückgebracht. Das klingt nach einer sehr seltsamen Geschichte, wenn ich so drüber nachdenke.
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Clovertina?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help.
Spoiler, die Granny ist der Adept, der sich auch in den Kranich verwandeln kann. Am Ende ist es wirklich so, ich sollte aufhören zu spoilern von Geschichten, die ich noch nicht gehört habe.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one.
Ah, doch, das ergibt sogar Sinn, weil sie hat ja von der Würmann, die Granny ist der weiße Kranich, oder? Nicht spoilern, ich habe mich gerade selber gespoilert. Bestätigt es nicht.
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Danke, Pivi. Ich wette mit euch, die Granny ist ein Kranich, ein weißer Kranich. Also das weiß ich nicht. Hust. Aber ich stelle so gern Theorien auf. Also ganz, ganz schöne Theorien. Wenn hier schon so viele bekannte Leute herumstehen, ist dann noch Chichi da? Keine Chichi.
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again?
Und jetzt Spoiler.
Let me look.
Ihr Boyfriend war der Conqueror of Demons.
I'll come with.
Wir sehen hier Xiaos alte Flamme.
I'm still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must... No! Xiao! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
Großvater! Wenn man vom Teufel spricht. Vom Demon. Vom Conqueror of
I
Demons.
sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form.
Habt ihr sie schon einmal in dieser Gestalt getroffen?
I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Heißt das, Xiao kann sich auch in einen Kranich verwandeln?
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Nee, lasst ihr Opa in Ruhe.
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape?
Ich könnte mir sehr viele verschiedene Vorzüge und Sachen vorstellen, die man mit so einer Shape machen könnte. Viele der Sachen, die ich mir vorstellen kann, darf ich aber in diesem Stream nicht genauer beschreiben. Wir bleiben anständig.
When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
Als ob ihr an andere Sachen denkt, also bitte. Ich bin nur ehrlich.
Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her human form.
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Und da verschwindet er wieder.
Everyone, I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shincho said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why.
Sehr seltsam.
One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
Also ist die Demenz, von der du jetzt betroffen bist, eigentlich...
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. If only I wasn't so useless.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
Noch dann, bis gleich.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayunkars next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
Na dann. Wie sieht's denn eigentlich gerade aus? Und wo müssen wir jetzt hin? Das sind doch alles nur Ruinen, oder nicht? Holen wir uns erstmal den Typen.
Shine down!
Hi. Oh. Hi. Oh. Hi.
This way, turn a little. The Temple of Wisdom.
Oh. Hi.
Go, Barbara, go!
Too slow. Quit following me.
There is no escape.
Problem gelöst.
Too slow.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys. Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before,
Aber
but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
na dann, auf zur nächsten Position.
Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me.
Diesmal keine Schatzräuber. Jetzt fängt es an zu regnen.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place, it's...
Ja, gute Nacht, Magnus. Dass du dabei warst.
I remember. Shuyu, this is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Bruch meines Schwurs?
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out.
Mysteriös.
Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten.
Mysteriös. Wohin geht das alles hin?
All right. Let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
Das ist auch eine sehr, sehr spezielle und besondere Haarnadel.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Xianyun Peak. You and I, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Nimmt sie sie Huckepack oder trägt sie sie auf den Arm? Mysteriös. Aber was soll's nach 30 Tagen und dann wird geboostet? Was? Wie? Wo? Wer? Was wird geboostet? Wolltest du nicht ins Bett? Oh, Xiao, Jetzt bin ich verwirrt. Oder hat nur Dalia interpretiert, dass du rausgehen willst?
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One Day?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before?
Ganz ruhig, lass dir Zeit.
When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then?
Wir können nicht erwarten, dass alles zutreffend beschrieben
Yeah,
wurde.
that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Oh nein, am Ende hat sich die Adeptin quasi von ihr abgetrennt.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong, What am I really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Cloud, Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not. all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Oh nein, sie ist so eine Person, die quasi für jede Eventualität schon mal irgendeine Maschine gebaut hat. Sprich, sie wird irgendwo in ihrem Keller eine Maschine haben, die bei einer Alien-Invasion, die mit genau 10 Schiffen und 2 Fregatten genau das Richtige machen kann. Und natürlich eine andere Maschine, die bei einer Sonnenkatastrophe irgendwas machen kann. Und natürlich irgendeine Maschine, die bei einer Invasion von Luftbändigern aus dem Morgenland was machen kann. Sie hat für alles eine Maschine. Oh Mann. Willkommen zurück, Sarah.
The wind rises.
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Here, this is it.
Der Schallplattenspieler.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh!
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium Mechanism.
Ja, ganz nett, aber es kommt nicht an die. Wie heißt es nochmal? Die Analyse Kardinal, Analyse, wie nochmal?
It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
Der Mechanics-Kardinal. Mechanics-Kardinal. Egal.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had you and I not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
Occatrice Mécanique de l'Analyse Cardinal.
And you and I, is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
Jetzt wird ihr Haar.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never. So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar. Granny!
Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes, I now remember everything. Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
Warte mal, du kennst ihre Geschichte?
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Dwayun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane.
Von denen wir schon hunderte, tausende... Ja gut, lassen wir dieses Thema.
I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
Während der Dürre die Liebe heimsuchte. Excuse me?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Du hast dich nie in einen Kranich zurückverwandelt.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
Das ist also der Grund, warum die namenlose Heldin untergetaucht
But
ist.
that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Händler, willst du was dazu aussagen?
Granny, what's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Dam, dam, dam. Mann, hat das lange gedauert, bis du es kapiert hast. Ganze 30 Jahre. Das sagt dieser Du Pfeife, 30 Jahre lang hast du es quasi vergessen und konntest diese einfache Logik nicht zusammenführen.
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Aw.
Wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Oh, er wird sie in so einer schönen... Ich mag es, die gezeichneten Versionen der Geschichte. Die sind die schönsten Geschichten in Genshin. Bitte sagt mir, dass die gezeichnet ist. Ist die gezeichnet? Oh.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Wo bin ich überhaupt? Ich sehe keinen Marker. Warte mal, ist das die Höhle? Wo sind wir hier? In einer Sphäre? Da will ich mir erstmal... Ich will doch da nur hoch. Okay, ich darf da nicht hoch. Ich will doch nur einen Blick erhaschen.
Yeah, scatter! Skyward!
Okay. Interesting.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself.
Sie hat sich sogar einen falschen Schnurrbart angeklebt. Ernsthaft? Kann es sein, dass Granny nicht gerade die hellste Kerze im Kronleuchter war? Vermutlich hat sie noch so gesprochen wie Paimon. Mit einer höheren Stimme. Hier, liebes Kind, hier, ich habe euch eine magische Tinktur aus Adeptenblut gemacht.
One took great care to alter one's features
Nein.
and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn.
Die Spiegelung. Ich ließ große Sorgfalt walten, meine Erscheinung zu ändern und wählte eine angemessene Garderobe. Erst nach gründlicher Prüfung machte ich mich auf den Weg zum Gasthaus Wangshu.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition.
Also, ich muss sagen, bei so einem alten Knacker, wenn so ein alter Knacker vor mir stehen würde, Betonung liegt auf alten Knacker, würde ich quasi das Ufer wechseln. Hust, hust. Wobei, ist es denn überhaupt fair zu sagen, dass ich das Ufer wechsle?
One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Yeah! Scatter! Yeah!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Ernsthaft? Der hat noch eine Barriere drüber gestaltet? Uff.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah! Ha!
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Seize the skies!
Der Avatar, der Xiao nutzlos macht.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Make way for the Adeptus!
Jetzt kann jeder Charakter Xiao sein.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
Komischer Fächer. Ein bisschen Kete, ein bisschen kritischer Schaden, ein bisschen Aufladerate. Nichts Besonderes, muss ich sagen. Ein bisschen Elementarkunde, ein bisschen Ausdauer. Ein Roast Beef, ein Stück Pizza. Kann ich reinschauen? Technisch gesehen müsste ich sie ja durchs Fenster sehen können. Auf was hast du denn Hunger? Auf ein Roastbeef, auf ein Stück Pizza, ein Hähnchen? Oh, und C3. Ah, hier hat sie am meisten 8, 8, 11.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Auf was bekommst du denn Hunger? Auf Roastbeef, ein Stück Pizza, ein Hähnchen? Was ist denn das hier? Liue. Hat sich ein bisschen verändert, Liue. Aua. Okay, gute Nacht, Princess. Aua! Aufhören.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back.
Wie lange hast du bitte auf die beiden gewacht? Dass du genau mitgekriegt hast, als sie quasi Stalkerin.
When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe.
Wow. Sie musste sich komplett einfärben, damit... Nee, du bist kein göttlicher Vogel. Göttliche Vögel sind komplett weiß, also musste sie sich komplett einfärben. Weiß einfärben, damit das Kind sich helfen lässt. Genial.
One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance.
Nein.
Became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring.
Moment. Sie ist nach Lühe geflogen. Wobei, sie war vermutlich schon in Lühe und hat ja die ganze Zeit gestalkt. Wollte sie dann retten, weil sie Fieber hat und drauf geht, die Kleine will nicht gerettet werden, weil das ist ja kein weißer Vogel, damit auch kein Adept. Also musste sie von Lühe zurück zum Berg fliegen, sich einpudern, dann vom Berg zurück nach Lühe fliegen, um sie dann mitzunehmen, um sie dann zurückzubringen zum Hügel, wo sie dann geheilt wird, damit sie wieder zurückfliegen kann und sie zurück nach Lühe bringen kann. Bin ich der Einzige, der gerade das ziemlich genial findet? Zum Glück hat es nicht geregnet, aber sowas von. Wie oft musste sie diese arme Cloud Retainer, wie oft musste sie diese Strecke fliegen, nur weil das Kind zu blöd war, um sich helfen zu lassen. Ah, ich bin begeistert.
It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuandai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
Ich find's aber lustig, diese Gedanken sich zu machen.
Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuandai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into one mean restaurant.
Ah, und dann hast du uns quasi hier herumlaufen lassen.
One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor.
Aber die Gedanken sind doch das Schönste daran.
Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Wird sie jetzt sich in einen Kranich zurückverwandeln?
Master, I must ask, if you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late, have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness.
Wieso muss ich gerade an Ashtahar denken?
Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Besteht keine andere Möglichkeit?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Oof.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind.
Außerdem hast du noch eine andere Tante. Eine mega Adeptentante.
Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl, good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsong. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I. How's that sound?
Vorausgesetzt, dass ich sie nicht abschieße, um an ihr Fleisch zu kommen. Würde ich natürlich nie machen.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
Willst du mir damit sagen, du hast seitdem nie wieder einen Kranich abgeschossen?
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
Wow. Ah, guck mal, sie hat so ein grünes Oberteil.
Xianyun.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
Gute Nacht, Elia. Okay, das ging jetzt schneller als gedacht.
I always believed we would see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end. And all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
Es war nur ein Traum.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks.
Das war wunderschön. So, wäre das jetzt so ein AAA-Titel, hätten wir ihn jetzt durchgespielt und jetzt müssten wir auf den zweiten Teil warten. Den dritten oder vierten.
Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Ein Schrittweg.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Xianyun, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born.
Und ohne die Arbeit, die sie komplett da rein investiert hat. Die hat ja quasi euch die letzten 20 Jahre die ganze Zeit beobachtet.
Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Zerstörer.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean, Master.
Xianyun, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy One-Min Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Hat sie nicht diese wundervolle Cooking Machine?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Xianyun shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Oha. Okay, dann mache ich mir doch keine Sorgen um die Kleine.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
Habt ihr deshalb diese menschliche Gestalt angenommen?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai, they all chose a life among the mortal world.
Dann noch deine 2 Kollegen, Madame Ping, Zhongli. Der Einzige, der nicht da herumhaut, springt, ist ja Xiao. Ist ja bei seinem komischen Hotel. Bei seinem Gasthaus.
One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive.
Ja, bei seinem komischen Hotel.
Why are you all so silent?
Hallo, das Hotel hat ein Zimmer und dieses eine Zimmer ist das von Xiao.
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Mhm. Die Einzige, die sich dauernd verrät, bist du selber.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
Oh, jetzt muss ich wieder die Uhr anschmeißen, oder?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense insomnia mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies.
Schlechte Idee.
It might help you find a new perspective.
Schlechte Idee, ganz schlechte Idee.
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Retainer!
Ganz schlechte Idee.
Hey, didn't we promise
I can
Shinjo that
copy.
we'd tell him what we found out?
Oh,
Should
Backe.
we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you. So, about your move to Liyue Harbor, you gonna tell the other Adepti about it?
I have left an explanatory note in my abode. Those 2 old fossils will discover it, I am sure, should they come seeking my company. Considering their recent penchant for going off on private escapades, however, I find myself caring little for how they shall receive this news.
Oh, Backe. Na dann. Wir bereits durch oder müssen wir jetzt 2 Tage warten? Warte 2 Tage, genau. Dachte ich mir schon. Lost 50-50. Tick-Tack, 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 Tick-Tack. Tick-Tack ist die milde Taktik. Hashtag, hier könnt ihr ihre Werbung sehen. Sponsored by ja, deine Beine. Und da war sie weg. Mhm. So, wo will sie dann jetzt hin? Oh, ob wir dann noch mit Song Lee zusammen einen Tee trinken? Wenn sie schon in der Richtung ist, wird doch sie 100% mit uns hierher kommen und meinen Tee trinken, oder? Excuse me? Hallo?
I don't get it.
Is something wrong, Shenhe? Tell me. Perhaps I can help.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily, so I thought this outfit would be acceptable to wear to work. but Xiangling told me it was inappropriate.
Ist ja auch eher mehr was wie ein Abendkleid.
But inappropriate? How?
She probably just meant the outfit isn't suitable for that particular environment and occasion. But for a festival gathering with friends, a nighttime stroll, or an important banquet, your outfit is more than appropriate, Shenhe.
So you're saying it's only something I should wear in front of important people?
I suppose that's another way to think of it.
Die Kuhglocke bei ihr wurde ja auch irgendwie kleiner. Na dann. Sind hier noch mehr Kollegen, die wir kennen?
Behold! Squall and Fury.
Da haben wir uns. Da ist die Parfum-Verkäuferin. Sonst sehe ich niemanden hier Interessantes. Niemand, der sich sonst versteckt hat. Na dann sagen wir mal hallo. Weil wir gehen in die andere Richtung nochmal. Nur um sicher zu gehen, dass wir niemanden übersehen. Da haben wir unser Dickerchen.
Too slow.
Spielzeugverkäuferin.
Oh, what should I try this time?
Na dann.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life.
Wow, dann verdien mehr.
I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Xianyun, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Ich glaube, der wird so nicht alt.
Several 100 years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see.
Gut
Passed
gerettet.
down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
Was wollen wir wetten, dass der Experte, den er angeheuert hat, Zhongli ist? Ich habe mir gerade 20 Packungen Takis geholt für 120 Euro. Was sind Takis?
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon.
Willkommen zurück,
This is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Kleiner als ich erwartet habe. Purina hat was Größeres.
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
Wobei, ich würde mich nicht wundern, wenn man da reingeht und dann in der Kanne landet und irgendwie da eine ganze Welt drin ist.
You got a new outfit! It looks great on you. Mm-hmm. Master
sister made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not, I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be great.
Aww.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned, when can we expect their arrival?
Zongli, wo bist du?
Soon. Ah, there he is! Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Xianyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Sehr süß, wie alle große Augen machen. Ha! Ich dachte, du wärst tot.
If it isn't Miss Xianyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Gaming.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
Fehlt nur noch, dass sie ihn Chef nennt.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Mir geht's ganz gut, und selbst?
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Xianyun, wait!
Oder versucht gerade den Preis zu drücken?
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
Beim Ding Zhongli, der keine Ahnung hat von Geld.
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion.
Das einzige Problem bei der Sache ist, da Madame so eine geniale Person in der Fertigung ist, könnte es zu modern sein und die Leute erkennen nicht den Wert der Sachen, weil sie zu dumm sind. Ein Beispiel: Das iPhone wurde bereits 20 Jahre vorher entwickelt mit all seinen Funktionen. Die Leute haben es aber nicht wertgeschätzt. Erst später, als es dann nochmal erfunden wurde, sind die Leute auf den Trichter gekommen, dass es ziemlich geil ist.
Then, in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Oh Mann.
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but...
But?
Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh, hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot.
Da freut sich Paimon.
One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Ganz herzlichen Dank, Fürstin.
Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhongli. He is,
Mein ehemaliger Boss.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Ja, das sind geile Storys. Auftrag abgeschlossen. Perfekt. Oh. Schön.
Search forth.
Add Astra.
Einmal bitte das hier.
Thank you for Add Astra.
Einmal bitte das hier. Perfekt. Und wie hat euch die Mission gefallen? Die Story? Ach, die gehören... Ah. Die gehören gar nicht zur Quest, die gehören zum Event. I see. Die gehören zum Event.
Too slow.
Na gut, dann sind wir auch für heute quasi durch. Weil ich muss immer noch die ganzen Sachen für Dingsbums machen, um Gaming zu bekommen. Wie sieht's denn eigentlich jetzt aus? Na gut. Frage ist, sollen wir dann heute den Stream beenden? Ach, da ist noch ein Event. Hier habe ich noch 3 Tage, um das abzuschließen. Na gut.
Relax.
Na gut. Habt ihr dann noch letzte Fragen, bevor ich den Stream beende? Oder letzte Wünsche? Gute Nacht, Sarah. Danke, dass du dabei warst. Hehe. Oh nein! Was heißt hier hehe? Ich will das Spiel zu Ende beenden. Und du willst jetzt noch mitspielen, Sie? Oh? Wie hehe. Oh. Ja, von mir aus. Dann gebe ich mal nach. Na dann, komm rein. Will noch jemand? Also, wer will noch dazu? Will jemand noch mitmachen? Du bist heute eigentlich tot? Skandalös, wie kannst du nur? Noch 2 Plätze haben wir frei. Genshin lad schneller. Wer will noch mitmachen? Sarah will scheinbar auch noch dazu kommen. Das heißt, einen Platz haben wir noch. Also. Lad schneller. Genau, lad schneller.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
Da kommt wer? Das Voltaren-Schmerzgel. Na dann, komm rein, Mina. Der letzte Platz. Wir bilden ja fast... Ich kann nicht näher dran. Skandalös. Oh. Ganye zwischen zwei großen Kerlen. Na gut. Machen wir ein paar Bosse. Die guten alten Nawal. Lad schneller. Dann mache ich mal was für den Heal. Weil irgendwie die Leute hier ziemlich drauf gehen. Na dann, auf geht's. Böse. Ach, ist er noch nicht feindselig genau? Hinter mir. Wieso mache ich keinen? Wieso heile ich nicht?
Let the show begin.
Excuse me? Willkommen beim Dubstep-Kurs.
Don't try to rush your enemy.
Go, Barber, go! I'll protect us.
Shine down.
Let the show begin.
Illusion shattered.
Useless.
Disappear.
Let's dance.
Doch alles halb so schlimm, oder nicht?
To oblivion. There is no escape. Shine down. Illusion shattered. Shine down.
Go, Barbara, go! I'll protect us.
Easy going. Ah. Schlimm. Schlimm, 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 schlimm. Weil die Frage der Fragen stellt sich mir ja jetzt, welches Rüstungsset bräuchte man für, wie heißt die nochmal? Xianyun? Yun? Bild. Cloud Retainer. Braucht welches Set? Sie braucht... Also entweder Song of Days and Past? Merchandise Hunter. Burst Healer wäre Nobles Oblige. Song of Days and Past und das. Was soll dann Plunge Attack Support? Will ich einen Plunge Attack oder will ich eher einen Healer? Und da bin ich halt hin und her gerissen, wenn ich ehrlich bin. Ach, im Notfall. Wir haben schon lange nicht mehr die eine Instanz hier oben gemacht. Welche wär's denn? Bist du die? Du die? Nein, du bist sie nicht. Vernier. Warst du Vernier? Genau, grünlicher Schatten. Komm, machen wir ein bisschen grünlicher Schatten. Schon lange her, dass ich die Instanz mal gemacht habe. Nehme ich mal Bennett. Auf geht's.
Off we go. More speed. There you are, easy. Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up.
This is long over. Illusion shot. Off we go. I'm going in. Let's light it up. Now you shall perish. Shut up. Let's light it up. Off we go.
Na, dann machen wir es mal schnell kurz los. VTD, ernsthaft? VTD, das ist doch Mobbing. Reinstes Mobbing. Reinstes Mobbing, sage ich dazu nur.
Adventure time. For rest, everybody stand back. Shut up. Let up. Beg for mercy. Let's light it up. Teamwork is dreamwork. Beg for mercy.
Fall back and await my orders.
We go. Let's light it up. Shine.
Hydro-Schadensbonus, ernsthaft? Aber Damage spielt für Barbara, die heilen will. Warum nicht? Ich habe irgendwie nur Pech bei diesen Dingern. Kann das sein? Nur Pech. Bam, 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 bam. Einmal hier auf Herstellen. Kann man wieder da oben hingehen. Und nochmal von vorne loslegen. Easy good.
Adventure time. Go in. Inazuma shines eternal. Adventure, let's light it up. Everybody stand back. Shine down. Let's light it up! Illusion shattered! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Not bad.
Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go!
Bam, 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 bam. Eins schlechter als das andere. Ein Teil schlechter als das andere. Schlimm, oder?
Everybody stand back! Off we go!
I got carried. No escape.
That's... Take it easy. Let's light it up! Teamwork is teamwork! Sun's over.
Stay cool. Face target.
Shine down! Everybody stand back! Illusion show! Let's light it up! Adventure time!
Manchmal habe ich das Gefühl, diese ganzen Leute von den Fatui stehen auf Schmerzen. Vor allem Dingen auch dieser Elektrotyp, ne? Gerade der letzte Satz, den sie rausgehauen hat. Are you going to keep me going? Irgendwie sowas. Skandalös. Ich glaube auch. Ich glaube auch.
Are you
Another test subject.
out of the way! Teamwork is dreamwork! There is no escape!
Get a little chilly.
Just it. Let's light it up!
Test subject. Have a seat.
Let's light it up! Adventure time!
Na gut, dann war's das. Haben wir diesmal was bekommen? Schadenbonus, ernsthaft? Warum nicht? Sind die Drops noch schlimmer geworden? Ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, jedes Mal, wenn ich Genshin starte, werden die Drops schlimmer und schlimmer und schlimmer und schlimmer und schlimmer. Egal. So oder so. Dann danke für die Hilfe. Und zufrieden sie. Braves Hündchen. Ah, gut. Dann würde ich sagen, reicht's für heute. Habt ihr noch letzte Fragen? Ansonsten sehen wir uns dann morgen zum nächsten Stream.
The weather is lovely and warm. Things are about to start getting lively again.
In dem Sinne wünsche ich euch allen noch einen wunderschönen Abend. Träumt was Schönes. Wir sehen uns dann morgen zum nächsten Stream. Bye, bye. Das was TikTok bandet, dann YouTube und dann Twitch. Dann bye, bye.
Did you hear about the prophecy in Fontaine?
Oh no, what's happened now?
Dann gleichfalls. Tschüss.